I don't know about you, Vic, but like when my little music comes on, it just makes me want to kind of like dance in my.
Yes, I rock when it comes on, even when I'm just watching.
I know. So you guys, if you're watching, you're probably doing the same as me. Just imagine I'm kind of dancing with you. But anyway, welcome to another episode of The Unlock Show. I'm Tracy Wilson. My pleasure to be here with you. And I don't know what it is, but I just love like Fridays here. I'm in Australia. The guys that have been joining me in our meetings have been saying it's always a little bit strange to kind of watch you jump on a meeting. You've got this Christmas tree in the background that's covered in snow, but you look like you're absolutely melting over there. So it's a little bit crazy, but yes, we celebrate. We have, snow-covered Christmas trees in the middle of a stinking hot summer, and I think we're at about late 30s, early 40 degrees here at the moment. So it's pretty darn hot. But anyhow, that's something we've kind of digressed. Fridays, like I said, are always fun day. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Unlock Show. You guys know Vicky. She needs no introduction. You've seen her on the show the last at least 3 sessions with me, and you'll also see her inside of the Success Secrets for Business, Family and Life Facebook group, because she runs her own show, which is also an amazing show, the Coffee Break Show, and which she runs every single day for the last almost 2 years. Vic has been going live doing her show. So if you haven't already checked that out, you want to make sure you're inside of our group and you go and watch Vic's show. But today we're actually going to be talking about how do you get exposure? Like when you're an expert, and for a lot of people, you might be what we call an unknown expert. We call that somebody who is, still got shackles on. You're not quite come out of your shell and ready to share your message with the rest of the world. So we call that, the unknown expert. And what our mission is to create a whole lot of really well-known, really well-respected experts that can dominate the market and also give you the exposure that you need to be able to sell your stuff, because we know that if you sell your stuff, you're going to, help yourself, help your family, but also help thousands and thousands of people. So that is what Vic and I are on a mission to do. So today we want to talk about decent exposure, not indecent exposure, but decent exposure, the kind that you actually want, because the internet, as we know, is a place that, once you put something out there, it's there. It's like branded and embedded into that, into that world of the internet for forever. It's a little bit difficult to take it down. So you want to make sure you get decent exposure. So welcome to Vic. Welcome to the show.
Hey, man, thank you for having me to here. I'm so excited. First off, I want to tell you that it's hard to laugh, so I don't laugh quietly while you're talking, so I'm not like laughing over you. But yeah, that was really cute. I want to talk about exposure with you because remember, we're going over the ACE method, and over the last 3 shows, we have done authority. We did connection the last show, and this is exposure. This is the ACE system, so that you grow your influence and authority over a period of time. Now, I really enjoy the way that we develop exposure, because there's 2 aspects to it, isn't there? And the one we talk about is how do you get exposure out here? But I also want to talk to the people that are hiding, that think they're afraid of exposure, that exposure is scary for them. And they think, what will happen to me if I have exposure and things like that? And before we get into the tools and techniques of that, I just want to tap on this piece a little bit. Is that okay with you for a little bit?
Absolutely. I think we absolutely need to go there, because like you say, there are many people sitting in that they're actually tied to those shackles because they're fearful of actually breaking away from that. So let's help people understand and give them a few clues as to how they might kind of untie themselves from them.
Thank you. So what I want to say and share with you is, you know who you are sitting out in that audience right here. You know that you are an unknown expert just simply because you have so much fear. And today we talked about it a little bit on my show. Fear and public speaking, it's that public speaking is like the number one fear. I mean, people would rather die than public speak. I mean, come on. That to me, I'm the opposite. I am way more fearful of dying than I am of public speaking. But there's two types of public speaking right now. And for you people who are fearful of getting up in front of an audience, the great thing about being a show is that there isn't the audience. There's just you and the camera, and you're talking conversationally with the camera. People are listening. You can't see if they're judging you or not. Most people are afraid of getting on stage or afraid of what other people might think of them. They're afraid of being judged. And that's a legitimate fear. I got to say, I don't like being judged at all. And what you want to be able to do is know that when you have a camera in front of you, you're just talking. Nobody's going to be there. It's not like before where there are huge stages and huge events and people and you're interacting with people. So if you're shy right now, or if you're scared right now, this is your time. The whole world is watching now quietly behind the scenes, interacting with you on the show right here. And you have a place where you can just relax, take a drink of water, breathe deep, and then go live. I want to tell you, if you listen, you'll hear the snap, crackle, and pop, because I actually have a fireplace and I have a fire going because it's relaxing and it's calming, and you can be there with people that way. So the first thing you want to be able to do is ask yourself, are you ready to face your fear? Because it's just a conversation you're having in your head. It's not real. People aren't going to, throw stuff at you while you're on stage, and just be here present with the camera and you. And that's really what's going to be the exposure now, is going to be online exposure. It's not going to be live event exposure. I think that's such an important thing to have.
It absolutely is. And what's interesting about this, like you say, it's not like you're going to have a crowd of people throwing tomatoes at you from the galley. They're not going to do that. So you can have this. There's a sense of safety with this, right?
Yeah.
That you're not going to get that, and you can pretend that whoever it is that you want to speak to, you can pretend that they are the people on the other side. When I first started out, I was talking to all my best friends, my besties that were just hanging around the coffee table or hanging around, here at my home, having a chat. And when you can do that, it does enables you to just kind of let go of all of that fear. I've got a few people coming in and saying, they love public speaking. To me is the ultimate energizer. And funnily enough, it's interesting because I would agree with that. I love doing that sort of stuff, but personally, I'm probably a little bit of an introvert, but I've learned that this is a sort of this particular platform works particularly well for me. It suits my personality and the way that I like to operate. And there's a certain way that you build your confidence, and the structure of how you would put a show together certainly helps you to feel comfortable and enable you to do that in a way that's not scary.
Yeah. And if you give a secret away, one of the things is, if you're afraid to go live the first time, and it's okay to be afraid to go live. I was the first time I went live. But if you do, maybe you can have a partner go on with you, like somebody with you, like Tracy and I are doing right now, where you're just talking to them and the camera, and you're not so afraid. Or maybe somebody's asking you questions. If you could get one of your friends to go live with you as a moderator, as somebody that can sit next to you and actually just ask you a question and you answer it just until you get your feet wet. And then pretty soon you'll find this very enriching, because you'll understand the impact that you are having for other people as you go live. Now, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. However, for those people who you are their cup of tea, you can have a lot of it. We have our tagline. It's like changing one person's life, one show at a time. And you can be able to do that. You can have the impact you are meant to have and be out there in that way. And I think that's the first part of the exposure that we have to talk about, is getting over your unwillingness to expose yourself. And then from there on, you now go to the second level of exposure.
Before we move on, Vic, I'd like to actually ask the audience, like, you guys are here with us now, you're participating. This is a great opportunity for you to ask us questions, but I want to ask you a question. What's holding you back from, what fears do you have about going live in a video type format, going live and live streaming? What fears do you actually have with that? Do you have any? So, because if you tell us what they are, Vicky and I can actually help you overcome those. And we'll attempt to do that today. And obviously, we'll also help you do that further down the track too.
Yeah,
So let's go next level. Oh,
I want to share one fear I had that I think a lot of people have. And if you have, definitely write it down in that. My fear was, what would happen if suddenly, lightning blew or a storm went on and I was on and then boom, nothing. What was I scared? I was so scared of technology failing me on this road. And I want to just be honest. It's not like we didn't have fears. It's that we work through them and we put systems and hacks in place. And I just want to be vulnerable and share that I had what my fear was, when I first started going live.
Mm-hmm. And you sort of start to understand, we've sort of over the time, we've got this bank of things that, what are all the things that could go wrong, that do go wrong, and how do we mitigate those? How do we actually overcome all of them? So if that happens, you do this. I've got a couple of people actually shooting through messages for us. So I'm just going to pop these up on the screen. So someone's saying, for me, there are two issues. One is that English is my second language and I have a string accent. Second is that I love live feedback and connection. On camera, I feel that lack of feedback.
Yes, yes. That's very good because, that's an interesting thing that I went through as well, because I've spoken all over the world. And as I've gotten in, I love the interaction and connection between a live audience. And sometimes when you get to the point where you're just looking at the camera and you're trying to have connection with someone else and you're trying to share your message with someone else, and all you see is this, camera there staring at you, and you're wondering, how do I grow connection? Well, here's what I want to share with you. I want to share with you that when you're in your show, if you're really truly in your show, your heart is in your show. And your heart is the first level of connection that you have with someone. And you have to feel your connection with you first. Feel connection with your message and its divinity. And then you become connection. People watch you because you become the connection they are seeking. And it becomes part of your healership when you do that, your missionship, your visionship, that you become and exude the message and connection that you desire to have. And then also, if you incite comments like Tracy just did, Tracy just asked people to comment. Then when you see the comments come in and you look over, you can see the connection begin to happen that way. But you're right, at first, it's unusual. At first, you're thinking, how am I going to have that connection? Mm-hmm. But when you become connected and you become connection and you allow that divinity through you, you'll be connected to your audience as well.
I couldn't actually see, because this particular person, as you saw when I put her on the screen, came up as Facebook user, but I've got a funny feeling it might be Larissa. So I'm hoping that I have hit the nail on the head with that. And I just want to talk to her other question, which is English being my second language. I hear this a lot. So a lot of people that I'm working with or that I've worked with in the past, they say, Trace, do I sound right? I've even had the question, should I get somebody to record my material for me in English speaking person? My answer to them always is no. Why? Because you want to be authentic. Somebody else cannot be you. Somebody else can't have the same accent. It's interesting because I even thought that too, particularly when I started, working with a lot of American market. Thought my funny Kiwi or New Zealand, Aussie accent was weird. But the funny thing is, people love it. I love hearing other people's accents.
It's true.
Whether you're French, you're Greek, you're Russian, whatever you are, you've got to remember that other people enjoy listening to the tone of your voice. And that is what makes you unique and what makes you different. If you have somebody else doing it, it's not uniquely you. So we're very big advocates of being authentic, being you, and allowing your own personality, the real you, come out on, in this type of forum. So I want to say, don't ever be afraid that your English is not right. It doesn't matter. People are not there to school you on your That's English. Right. Your grammar. They are there to learn what it was that what is it that you can teach them, you can share with them that actually changes their life.
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
And I want to address I think I would freeze while speaking. It has not been the case, though. So you're frozen. You know what I say when I'm scared? I tell my audience, I hope I have enough love bank to share this with you. I'm a little nervous to share this with you. I don't hide any piece of myself from my audience. If I say I'm feeling choked up and my heart's in my throat right now, I let them know that. If I have something that has, even peeved me, I'll say, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm peeved about this, but I share that with them. The reason I share that is that's part of the connection. And when you get to the point where you are worried about your accent, there's also captions. Just like the movie, there's captions that can go by. There is only your mind that is talking to you right now, that is keeping you from being live and being effective. And I want to say something else. What would it be if you did a show in your country from your language? What would it be like to share in your country also in your language? Even if there's Spanish speaking people that want information, there's French people, there's so many people in so many languages. The show in your language, maybe the universe is telling you we need a good healing show in this language. Who knows? But there's always captions that you can use as well. And thank you for sharing those things. Thank you for sharing that, because that helps us, talk with those people and answer those questions that somebody else may be wanting to ask but didn't.
Here's another great question. It comes from Robert Stern, and he's saying the only fear I have is if I don't get the engagement. But I've learned that it's not about vanity numbers, which is a great point that Robert makes. We all start the same, one follower in the beginning. That is an absolutely great point. And that goes to our sort of the mission and the tagline that we have, which is changing people's lives one show at a time, one person at a time. It starts with one person, then you have the ripple effect. So, a lot of people think, gosh, I've got to start a show and I want to have thousands of people on there. You do not need to start that way. You just have to start small, little by little. More and more people will come. More and more people will want to hear what you've got to say. One person tells another person, and all of a sudden, by ripple effect, started to make a real difference to people. So thank you for sharing that, Robert. It's always great to have you on the Coffee Break Show and also on the Unlock Show. Thanks for being
and
here.
Robert has been watching the show from the beginning. He watched me start with small numbers, and like today I just did 30 minutes, and you have 138 comments after the show that's coming. You build up to that. That takes time, and it takes some grit, and it takes some consistency.
There's also some little hacks, right, that we share that actually help you to build up your engagement. So there's a way in which we call it hacking the Facebook algorithm. So you want to make sure that you do that, and that just really gives your show a bit of momentum and gets you going, so that you can start to, like the ripple effect, start to have exposure out on multiple different channels, which is really important.
Yeah,
so let's
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Vic, sorry. We can talk about the next level.
Yes, let's go to the next level on that. Let's talk about. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of lag.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just going to keep going. I think what you told me to talk about is exposure at the next level. So I want to talk about how to get exposure to the next level. One of the things is when you want real exposure, when I want real exposure, I really want to have concepts that are big in nature. So what do I mean like that? What do I mean by that? It is, if we talk about whatever we're talking about, whether it's house plants or recipes or how to raise consciousness, big concepts, big contexts. People are interested in that. And intelligent people intelligent people watch a lot of shows that help them grow, personally develop. They talk about trends that are here and now and what's looking forward. And that's partially why I love entrepreneurs, because they're looking to the future. They're always tweaking and growing things. They're always stretching that box. People want conversations that are enlivening for them. It's not just enlivening. And that's what works about The View, isn't it? When we take a look at The View, it is a table with people with coffee cups, and they're talking about things that matter in the world, things that matter in their industry, things that matter. And you want to have big vision, big concepts. People love to watch those kinds of shows. So when you expose a big concept, and what do I mean by that? Well, I know that if I take a look at politics is always very, very big conversation. And even whether it's trolls or whatever else, those conversations are trending and they're big. The other thing that's big is new ideas. And the new ideas are the concepts and consciousness that I'm talking about. If you have a new idea or a flavor that you add to a current idea, people love to listen to that, and they love to be inspired by those things. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can.
Because I'll keep
Sorry,
going.
I'm getting a little bit of lag, but you keep on keeping on. If you got more to share, you go for it.
Thank you. Okay, I am going to go. So the other thing, what people want to see you inside your ideas. So a lot of times we get an idea and we think, is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? And then we sit down at the dinner table with a bunch of people who are our friends that don't want to hurt our feelings. And they say, you say, I have this idea. What do you think of it? I have this idea. What do you think of it? I have this idea. What do you think of it? And you never stop to ask yourself, what do you think of it? What the idea came to you. It's a gift from the universe. It landed in your heart. It went up into your mind, and you had these ideas. And those people around you may not know how to deal with your big thinking or your big ideas. But when you do your show and you share those big ideas, those people love them. If you have a big ideas that are only 3 tips, like we talked about exposure today, we talked about exposure on my show today, and we gave you 3 different tips that are 3 different ideas so that you can grow more exposure. But more than that, exposure is about showing up with your idea and fronting that idea with passion and purpose. And when you have passion and purpose, you feel it in somebody's voice. You can hear it come out of them. You hear the divinity of their message. And every message, whether it's calm or I have a tendency to be loud and excited, and I'm just lucky that my business partners love me. And when I get loud and excited about something, people tend to listen like, oh, she's loud and excited right now. What's she saying? And after a while, you will attract your community, your 1,000 true fans. And we're going to talk about the 1,000 true fans. You want me to keep going?
Keep going.
Great. Thank you. We're going to talk about the 1,000 true fans. Okay. I want you to know, we talked about this previously. There's an article written about 1,000 true fans. And when I read it years ago, I realized that I didn't need a 1 million person list. An email list. I didn't need 1 million persons on the show. I just needed what he called 1,000 true fans. The concept behind that exposure is your show is the sifter that gives you your 1,000 true fans. These are the people who know you, like you, trust you, want to work with you, want to buy your products, want to be part of your services. These are the people that go, hey, have you seen the Coffee Break Show? Have you seen Unlocked with Tracy Wilson? These are the people that are so excited about you and what you do and how you say it. They tell everybody, and they're like, bring them in, bring them in. When you get 1,000 true fans, you begin to do quantum leaps, which is what happened to me. We went from 1,000 true fans to 3,000 or 3,300 true fans. Then we went to 5,000. Then we got to 10,000. And then suddenly you have an email and a community working for you of fans. people who want to help you align with your message and move that out. Your goal isn't to get 1 million people. Your first goal is to get 1,000 true fans. What happens when you get 1,000 true fans is your sales stabilize, because your 1,000 true fans are buying products. You're selling to a warm market. They introduce you to other people. They give you testimonials. They help lift your business, your 1,000 true fans. And this doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. And that's the thing that you have to become really clear with. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. And why? Because they have to know that they can rely on you to continue giving them a show, another show, another show. So Tracy said the real truth. I'm going to be at my 400th show at the beginning of this year. I've done 400 shows. I do them every day consistently in one time. Everyone knows, like here, have you seen Vicky's coffee meeting? Thank you. This is the thing that happens to you over time. But people have to be able to say, can I rely on you to be there? And a lot of people, they start their shows and they peter off, and they don't give themselves time to gather momentum in their exposure. The exposure is you being out. And what, I got to tell you, Tracy, in the beginning, when I started, I made so many mistakes, and we would laugh about them. I have a show where I've spilled coffee down myself when I was having a drink of coffee, and people laughed. I've said the show wrong, names wrong, and people have watched me stutter through things where I was like, down, and everybody laughed at that point. And I got a way of learning to laugh at myself with them. Some people help me out. Like today, Robert Stern was on the other show, and I couldn't remember the name of the guy who had done the song that I was using the words for, and he popped it in there for me. And in there, you'll find that your fans will help you run your show. They'll give you advice. They'll do all sorts of things to help you win. So exposure is the key to growing your 1,000 fans. And your 1,000 fans, I want to just say this one thing. 1,000 fans does not have to mean they're unknown people. You could have 100 or 200 fans that are influencers that just love what you're about. They love what you talk about. They love what you do. And they just want to help you out as well. And they do that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. One of the things that this is something that I get quite often, and there is ways of creating decent exposure, right? And the fact that we're using live video right now, a lot of people would ask, well, what's the difference between doing something like this compared to doing Facebook Lives? Why wouldn't I just do Facebook Lives? Well, I liken it to this. So if you think about when you're watching television, who is it that you remember most? Do you remember the show host, the Oprah Winfrey's, the what's
Phil Donahue?
Yeah, all
Rachel
of those
Ray.
guys. Rachel Ray, etc. Ellen is who I was thinking of.
Ellen.
So all of those guys, I should remember all of them, right? But Ellen, her name just escapes me all the time. But those people, do you remember them, or do you remember the people on the commercials? And I liken a Facebook Live, which is ad hoc, which could be kind of spontaneous at any time, to a commercial, which is almost a hindrance and an interruption. Whereas a show, most people will put that show, like if you've got a great show, whether it's a Dr. Oz show or, Dr. Phil show, it's at a specific day and a specific time, and you make time to watch that. And people turn up and they watch it on the regular. That is the major difference. And so it elevates your exposure, but also your influence and your authority, because you've got that level of consistency. You're showing up on the regular. People know what to expect from you. You're building that know, like, and trust factor. There's just something very special about having your own show. So, and a major difference between having your own show and being on somebody else's show. So,
yes,
a lot of these things in terms of creating exposure, they are layers of things that you do over time, and you are constantly layering one thing on top of another, and before you know it, you've got your 1,000 true fans, you've got, 10,000 true fans, and so on and so forth. But like Vicky said, to make a real, to make an impact, you want to think about, if you impact one person's life, how many people do they tell? So just think about that ripple effect, and then think about what 1,000 people buying from you would do for you and your family, and also getting, your products and services out there into the market. So there's that piece to consider too.
Yeah, there's so much there. First off, I want to say, Robert, I agree with you. Consistency is key. Sally Jesse Raphael made me laugh too. She had those big glasses, and that was a show there. Consistency is key, and I really, really appreciate that, because that is the difference between winning and losing. And I want to tell you this. A lot of people start, but they peter out. And it's like, I watched Gary Vaynerchuk, which is, he's quite a colorful character, and he's, in his 50s, and he's done a lot. He's made a lot of money. He wears jeans and t-shirts. And when he gets on stage, he's like, effing this and effing that and effing, and how the effing are you? And, if you want to do this effing, and he's got his own drill. But one of the things that he said that really helped me go to the next level with exposure is that he said his work ethic inside is that he makes a show a day, sometimes two, but he puts out some, 50 pieces to 100 pieces of content a day. And at the time I watched him, I was like, oh, I'm only doing 8 pieces of content a day. But I ramped it up, and I put almost 50 to 100 pieces of content out a single day. And the secret to doing that is how you create exposure. And in the program that we're going to tell you about, that exposure can happen when you start upping your game. If you're hiding in your closet and you're like, well, I'm really proud of myself. I went live once, but it was so nerve-wracking, and you don't sit down and take your show seriously and move yourself forward and saying, you know what? My job is to help people. My job is to make an impact. My job is to make a difference in someone's life. And if you stick to your job, you will create your 1,000 fans, and you will create the income that Tracy was just talking about. Because I can tell you that when I started, I've made a good living in my life. I don't want to tell anybody how much I've made, but you can go from $1 to 7 figures pretty easily if you're consistent about what you do and how you do it. And your system and consistency of work is like, if you work a job, you go to work every day. If you have a business, you go to work every day. You're just more free about how you do it. There it is. That's good.
Another really good question here, Vic, because, people are going to say, well, Vicky, you do your show every single day. Do I have to do that? And, I don't have time for that. So the way in which, we're going to tell you about a program that we've got coming out very, very shortly. But, inside of that, you find the right rhythm and the right routine for you. So does it need to be done every single day? No, it doesn't. So you can go the hard way, which might be doing a show every single day and having one piece of content. Or you could do like I do. I have 2 shows a week. 2 shows a week, but that creates
she does everything
of my content. Yeah, for all of my different platforms, where I can tell you, prior to doing the system that we've created, it used to take me hours and hours, and I used to have to hire people to manage all of my different social media accounts. Now, the system that we've got actually does it all on autopilot. Robert Stern's actually saying social media and business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. People want instant gratification. True. And those ones are the ones that peter out. The long haulers actually stay the course.
That's right.
So when you're doing this, you want to think about the big picture. Why are you doing, what is it that you're in business for? What's your vision? What's your mission? When you get so attached and tied to that, that will not allow you to peter out. It won't allow you to do
That's
that.
right.
Why? Because you're attached to that mission. It does it for you. It creates that internal machine. It just sort of starts to happen, and you must. It's not a matter of should I, would I, could I. it's a matter of you must show up. You must speak your truth. You must speak about, what it is that you believe in. You must do it. There is no choice. And it's no longer about you. It's no longer
That's
about you,
right.
because when we think about fear, and we're very much looking from an external point of view, looking at ourselves, oh, I'm fearful. No, you shift that, you do a transformation, and all of a sudden you've transformed your inside. It's not about you anymore. It is about your audience. It's about the people that you are here to serve. So there's a
Yes.
big difference. And again, the people who are watching, your 1,000 true fans, are the reason you get up in the morning and you enjoy doing what you do.
Yes. That's what you just said is so powerful.
Well, I want to we're going to take this to another gear. We're going to shift gears right now, because I know that there's going to be a lot of people asking us. So this program that you guys have been talking about, you've been saying some, talking about this for the last few shows. What the heck is in this? What is it all about? Why are you even doing this? So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to share some slides on my screen, because Vicky and I actually want to go through all the things that we've created. We want you to know that this has been a creation over the last 12 months. So everything that we've been doing, we have tested, we have tweaked, we have altered, we have perfected our entire system over the last 12 months with our entire team. So, and what we're about to give you is actually all of our systems and all of our processes that we use to make this all work. That gives you the authority you need, which is number one in the ACE method, the connection that you need and desire, and that your audience needs to connect with you. And the third one in the mix, which is what we've just talked about here, is that exposure. So once you combine all three of those together, you've got your ACEs in their places, and you've got the ACE method that then can start working on autopilot for you. What we're about to share with you enables us to do it in less than 2 hours a week.
2 hours a week. Yeah.
Get really good at it, and you've got the little system kind of chugging along, doing what it needs to be doing, you can forget about having to spend all your days trying to figure out what the heck do I do on all these different social media platforms to get myself exposure, to actually start, creating an income. You're actually then able to take the time that you spent doing all of that and to use that time now to create new things, to spend the time in the places where you shine best. So let us, for those of you who are still here, do you guys want to know, do you want to see what's inside of this program that we've created, that we've taken an entire 12 months to build?
Pull the curtains back and share the secrets. Yeah. If you want us to do that, let us know, because we are going to rock your world.
Yep. And it starts real soon. And I also want you to know that we are taking a very intimate group of people through this entire process. So that, so it's only open to a limited number and only be open for a short period of time. So anyway,
show us. Yes, thanks. Yes, we're going to show you.
All right, I'm going to attempt to put this on the screen and see how we go. Go, Ed.
Let's see if technology will work today.
Yeah, let's put this in, and we shall.
So far, so good.
This view.
Boom.
And hang on, it's coming. Go, go, go.
It's up on screen for me.
Go. It's on screen. All right, it's a little bit slow, so I'm just going to sort of squeeze this up on the side here so I can see most of you guys and not just see this, only slides. So hopefully right now you can see both Vicky and I on the screen, and you can see my slides. So here we go. Also, I mentioned, I must not forget this. I mentioned in the preface to the show that we had a giveaway, and we do. So I'm going to give something away to one viewer today. And also, I've got some other giveaways to give to some other very special people. So hang about. All right, so let's tell you about this program. So we've created a program, and it's called the Influence and Authority Method. And this is the way that you are going to start changing the world one show at a time. All right, so we've actually created this so that you can start building your authority and your influence fast, because that's what we've been talking about over the last few shows. We want you to have confidence. We want you to be able to start this with clarity, with all the right tools, all the right messaging, and a show that's actually aligned with your mission and your offer. Because if you miss those pieces, then you'll have a beautiful show. You might have some great stuff that you're talking about, but you will not be able to sell any of your products. So a very, very important piece there. And we want you to do this without having to try and figure it out all alone. You don't need to go and try and figure out what tools and resources, because we're going to tell you which ones you need to use. We're going to give you a fast track solution.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is so important. And if we're going to give you everything you need to get started the right way. And getting started the right way means that you don't make the same mistakes or have the same obstacles as the other people have. So you have a foundation for massive success right from the start. And you got to think of this as your giant, huge foundational shortcut for this.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get stuck in and let's talk about, well, what's actually in this program itself. So in the program, it's actually made up of 6 parts. So we'll do some live training. We're going to hold your hand right the way through the process. This next round, we're actually going to do it over 6 weeks. So there'll be a portion of it that you do before Christmas and a big portion that you do after Christmas, so that you get your show and your offer and your messaging and everything dialed in so that you can start your show live in the new year. We want you to become an expert and a leading authority in your space. And what you're also we're going to uncover for you is the secrets to actually amplifying your message whilst elevating your status. You're also going to be able to understand what you need to do to break free from the shackles of being an unknown expert, because you are not going to be there anymore. You're going to unleash those, and you're going to move forward with some authority and really own that space.
That's such an important thing. In the first part, you'll understand that we have a welcome and an introduction, and this welcome and introduction sets the template for you so that you have the right mindset about how you're going to have and be a completely transformed person after you get done with this program. And you want to know how to get the most from the program, obviously, and you want to be able to connect with Tracy and I, who are going to be available, and we're going to be doing these kinds of talks and things like that as well to answer your questions. But the most important thing in the welcome is that you understand and ground that mindset into you so that your show program goes well.
Absolutely. That's probably the big parts. We want to make sure that you've got that foundational piece right from the get-go. Come on, slides.
The slides are going slower. Isn't that just wonderful?
This is live stuff, guys.
This is it right here. This is what us, yeah.
Let's go with the flow. Let me see if I can just move this out of the road a little bit. If I can bring up the next slide. Oh, here we go.
There we go. That was, and you see, that's called being solution oriented right there.
Sort of
yes.
All right, so in module number 1, so each of these, you want to think about these, we're doing them week by week. So each week, you're going to be able to embed this stuff. You're going to be able to make sure that you've got everything just so before you get started. Module 1 is what we call planning and development base point. This is like being, you're climbing the mountain here. We're taking you to the top of the summit. You're at the bottom here with everything that you need. So you're going to create everything you need to set yourself up with the right foundations for success. Like we said, understanding your audience, crafting your connection message, aligning it with your signature offer. You're going to understand how you can, break free from those unknown expert shackles. We give you a roadmap so you know exactly where you're going. You never ever set out on a path without knowing where it is that you're going. You just wouldn't do that. You'll end up lost. So we want to make sure we give you that. The next is your audience message and your offer alignment, creating your show persona. How are you going to do that? How are you going to show up online? How do we bring out your natural personality on screen? And then the producer's ultimate toolkit, all the tools, all the resources, all the things that we use to make our shows just work like clockwork.
Yeah. You might pop the next slide. There we go.
So,
I love the production props and toolkits. This is so important because you got to save yourself hours and hours of researching and trailing all the tools required to build a world-class show. And the object is to build a world-class show that so your influence and authority grows. And we'll give you access to our master list of tools and resources so you can set up a well-oiled production studio. And trust me, that makes the job easier. All you do is get up there with your message, your alignment, your passion, and your purpose with that message, and boom, it goes out. So you get to discover the secrets to, creating media distribution, which is really big. You got pre-show strategies and how you create a memorable brand and managing the guests and the contracts. All of that, you're going to see how to do that. Your well-oiled management system comes with this module too, right there. And I love it. That's an important module.
There's a huge amount of templates and, things that resources that we're going to give you inside of this one. So all of your branding, we're going to show you and teach you how you can create a really memorable brand. So it makes it really simple for you. So if you're not a graphic designer, don't worry about it. You don't need to be. We will show you how to create amazing stuff that looks like it's been designed by an amazing designer. But, you can do it without having to have a single design skill in your body. So don't worry about that. And the other thing I'm going to say is right now would be a great time to tell everybody what it is that we're going to give away. So one viewer today is going to get something pretty cool that I'm going to give away to everybody. But also in this section, this is where we cover off all the things you need: microphones, cameras, lighting, etc. So for those of you that decide that you're going to join the Influence and Authority program, 10 of you are going to get one of these. So let me hope that I can pull this over. Hope that you can see it. Whoa, there it is.
A little bit more. There it is. The lighting
it's a little
system.
bit small, right?
This thing is so incredible.
So there's a ring light we're actually going to give you. I use it. I've got it. You can see it's on right now. It works brilliantly. I just set it over there and it gives great lighting. So if you're worried about some of the, the tools that you need, well, we're going to take care of that particular piece for you. The first 10 people that join today, we're going to send you one of those out. So, and like I said, somebody who we're going to choose after the show is finished, because you need to come back to Success Secrets for Business, Family and Life group to find out whether or not you've actually won one of these for joining the show today. All right, moving right along. The next module we cover is, all you, Vic.
Well, yes. Okay. This is my favorite. The reason she's letting me do this is my favorite module right here. We're going to share with you live show secrets and how you can get A-listers. I have this secret little skill set that I've never shared before ever in my life. I think I've only shared it once with Tracy when we were designing it. And I thought, okay, I want to give it in the show. How do you get A-listers on? How is it that you get engagement? How is it that you make your show exciting? And all these secrets and hacks that you're going to get here, you're going to learn the different ways to create more engagement with your audience. And you want to get organic lead generation. And we're going to go over all of those secrets that I've never shared before at all in this particular module. And I'm really looking forward to sharing it and having fun with everybody who is joining as well.
I've also added a little bonus inside of this section. So like Vic talked about, there's a particular script. I'm going to let you guys see when I've used this script what actually happened, because I got a message back from an A-lister and I'm actually going to play it inside of our membership group. So you can see it actually working in real life. You can see and hear what the A-lister said back to me, which was quite interesting. She asked if she could use the request that I had of her inside of her high-end mastermind, so she could actually teach all of her high-end students how to ask the right way so that you get a yes the first time. So that's a little secret bonus that we're putting inside of there. Well, I've let the cat out of the bag and told them it's no longer a secret, but it's inside of that program. I will put it there.
Yeah, this way this is gonna be a fun module.
Yeah. All right. So in module number 4 or is the post-production distribution machine. Now, we didn't mention the pricing on all of these, but you can probably see it on the screen as it comes up. Now, you're probably wondering, how the heck did you get to that pricing, people? Well, this is the amount of time, effort, our skills, expertise, and what we actually would sell it if we were selling just that module alone. So this particular one is about nearly $1,200 worth of value in this particular area, because it's going to teach you how to use the systems that we've created for you to set up your ACE sequences, to powerfully grow your influence, and the distribution secrets, so you can discover what platforms are best from where your audience is, and also you're going to uncover some platforms that maybe you didn't even think about, that are places that your audience are hanging out.
Yeah.
And then also testimonial secrets, how you grow your target audience, but and grow them using really powerful testimonials. So we've got a system for that too, which we're going to make sure that you guys get.
Yeah, this is such an important module, because once you get this, you'll understand that this is the place where you take a quantum leap. The reason this program is designed is so that you take that quantum leap and things become easier instead of you trying to figure it all out. Now, scale and leveraging hacks. This is so important, because it's how do you get your show out? How do you get more traction? How do you get more people to see you? Scale and leveraging hacks. You're going to learn all about live show lively engagement. You're going to have shows that you learn. I know for me, I've had so many people talking at once on my show. I couldn't even get to them all. And you're going to learn how to do that. You're going to learn troubleshooting hacks, and you'll learn opportunity hacks, and you're going to learn the opportunity hacks is where a lot of income can come from. The productivity hacks. These are things that are going to help your show scale out, be seen by more people, and be more interactive. And you are going to be able to create more opportunity than you ever thought possible.
Well, this is kind of cool. We've got somebody here saying, wow, I can't wait to start. Well, we can't wait to have you inside of the program either. So we look forward to seeing you in there and helping you get your show up and going. So like Vicky has said, she just covered off scale and leverage hacks, and that particular module itself is worth $497. Let's have a look. There's a few more modules inside of here too, because we wanted to make sure we give you absolutely everything you need. We're not leaving anything out here. All right, so the next one is some bonuses that we're going to give you. So this one is actually how to get registered on major podcast platforms for free. So often, a lot of people would say, well, I want to build a podcast. Well, in our experience, I've been down that path too, and having to do, recorded podcasts. This particular process is going to help you to create not only your show, but also your podcast, also your YouTube channel, and we'll teach you that you can put it inside of an app and all those wonderful things inside of the how to get registered on major podcast platforms, the likes of Spotify, iTunes, Apple, iHeartRadio. Those are just to name a few. There's a whole bunch of them that again will help you to get out, help you to spread your message, build credibility, and create new listeners and new clients. That's in bonus number 1. There are more bonuses. I feel like the I don't know if you guys have ever watched the Ginsu knife commercial. It feels like, no, wait, there's more, and there's more, people. So just hang about. We've got heaps more stuff that we want to give you inside of this program.
Yeah, this bonus right here is going to be really, really empowering. We call this the D-list to A-list fast track. So when we started the guests on our show, by my 7th show, I had an A-lister on, and I share the secrets of how you go from D-list to A-list in your industry, et cetera, and get these people to come on your show. And when you do that, your show builds influence, your show builds, engagement, your fans get excited. This whole secret right here, this D-list to A-list fast track, this will help you ask a celebrity, you'll have invitation scripts and you'll have report scripts. And this thing is a powerful tool that will help you grow in ways that you can't even imagine right now. It's exciting when this happens in your show.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just noticed a little typo on the screen. I know for those of you grammar Nazis, you'll be going, that says report. It's supposed to say report. You are quite right. So it's rapport script.
Rapport scripts. Thank you. It is.
All right, moving on. My system is going very slow today. So anyhow, bear with me, people. We will try and go make this thing go as fast as we can. All right, so that in bonus number three, I'm actually going to teach you how to create 3 easy ways to monetize your show. So now that you've got a show, how do you actually turn that into an income generating machine? Well, I'm going to share with you 3 really easy ways to do that. And again, like always, we don't just tell you how to do it. We give you some tools, we give you the resources and the know-how, how to implement it. Because one thing that I know for sure that makes a huge difference to people getting results in any program they do is the implementation piece. Information is one part of the process, but actually implementing and doing it and making it work, that's the piece that makes a difference. So we make sure that we give you all of those too. So you're going to get that inside of the 3 ways that you can actually monetize your show.
Yeah, that's really a key thing.
It is a key thing. And I want to tell you that you can monetize your show without necessarily even having a product. All right. So there's certain ways you can do that. You do not even need to have a product that you have created just yet. So bear that in mind. So if you're thinking, oh my God, I've got nothing to sell, yes, you definitely do have something to sell, and we'll teach you what it is.
Yes. And of course, you want to be part of the community. As you make the shift, as you become a show owner, a show developer, you're going to want to be around people who are doing that, who can help you share ideas and create things with. And so we have the private I Am community. It is for creative and interesting discussions where you can share your ideas and get feedback. You can get support, obviously accountability, and opportunities for collaboration. And this right here, that opportunities for collaboration, that is something that is absolutely powerful and important as you go forward, because collaborations with other shows is how they rise up together. This is a very important aspect of developing your show.
Absolutely. And if you're thinking, gosh, I don't have the confidence right now to ask, A-listers or people that are on my, what we call the Dream 100 list, it doesn't matter. These people that will be inside of the I Am community will actually be the people that will be there to support you to get your show going. So if you decide that you want to have guests on your show, well, you'll have a nice bunch of new friends that you can ask to be on your show, because everyone in there has got skills, knowledge, and information that can be shared. So you'll actually support one another. We have the saying that when you do that, all boats rise together, right? You lift all boats.
Yes. And you know what's interesting, because this is going to be the most powerful bonus right here. In my opinion, you get 6 weeks of live coaching where we share replays and we answer specific questions, and we meet with you at different times because obviously time zones matter. And we have the community on as a group coaching, and we sit and we talk about what solutions you need to have and how we can, provide those solutions as a team, as a group of people together. And, you'll either have me or Tracy on, and that's going to be a fun time, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you can ask any questions you like. We'll help you out with those. So if you were to get private coaching with either myself or Vicky, you'd be paying, $500 an hour and some. So this is, a great opportunity for you to take advantage of that. All right, the next thing you are going to get, so everything inside of this program, the influence and authority method, is going to give you the critical systems, processes, and confidence that you need and support to go from being that unknown expert to a sought after industry authority. That's what we're getting, we're going to help you get to. So if you're ready to leverage your skills and your expertise by creating your own signature show, then what do? You join the influence and authority method, because that's going to help you to increase your influence, your authority, and of course, all of your profits. So just a bit of a recap, Vic. Well, let's just recap for everybody, because I know we've covered off like a bunch of stuff.
Go for it.
Module. So in module number 1, which is called Planning and Development Base Point, valued at $497. Module number 2, Production Props Kit, is valued at $397. Module number 3, Present Live Show Secrets. Vic's going to share with you all the secrets to creating your awesome live show, valued at $997. Module number 4, which is Post-Production Distribution Machine. That one is huge. It's nearly valued at $1,200, $1,197 to be exact. Module number 5, Scale and Leverage Hacks, is valued at $497. Then we've also got, of course, we've covered off these amazing bonuses for you, and these bonuses and free extras. So bonus number 1 is how to get registered on major podcast platforms, valued at $297. Bonus number 2 is a D-list to A-list fast track, valued at $997. Bonus number 3, 3 easy ways to monetize your show, valued at $997. Free extra number 1 is the I Am community, being part of that and having, that live coaching on the regular. Total value for this entire program, in my opinion, is undervalued at $9,785, because it's got so much stuff in it, and Vicky and I's knowledge over the last, 20 some years. So that is the value of that program. But for you guys, of course, you don't have to pay $9,785, because, that would just be not right of us. So we have actually put it out at a really special limited time offer only. So it's $997. You can get started. You're going to get all of that, plus all of the coaching, and start building your influence and authority in 2021.
Yeah. I wanted to say more, but we're going to just keep going. So, the thing I want to share about that program being at that price is it's only that price for a little bit. It's going to go back up to its normal price, isn't it?
Absolutely. So at the moment, you're going to save about $1,000. So as of Monday, Monday American time, the program is going to be $19.97. So right now, you can get it at $9.97. Monday, the price goes up to $19.97. That is not false scarcity, people. It is going up. It is happening on Monday. You can go back to the page that I'm about to share with you, and you'll see that if you wait till Monday, this price is on. As is the bonuses of the, the ring light that we're going to give for the first 10 people. You can actually get that too. So here's the thing. In all of this, as Vicky and I were building all of this out, we realized that we had 2 choices with all of this. And the choices we had was that we could either keep all of this to ourselves, which would actually mean that we could only impact a few people. We could only impact the people that we had on our show. The other alternative we had was to actually share our entire system with others and create a movement, create that ripple effect, because we know if we can help you start your show, you're going to help one person, then 10 people, then 100, then 1,000. And if we can help many, many more people do that, then the ripple effect that we have, which is our mission, is to impact millions of people. The only way we could do that and do it effectively and do it fast was to share our system with other people. And that is what we're actually doing.
That's right. That was a big component for us, was to sit down and say, how can we help the experts in this time where the world is most needing them to get out there to the people who need them?
Absolutely. So now the thing is, you have 2 choices. So you, as the expert, you have 2 choices. Your first choice is you can do absolutely nothing. You can say, hey, this has been fun. I've enjoyed listening to you guys and talk about this amazing program, but it's not for me. And you can remain unchained to the expert shackles. You can just stay being really comfortable with staying small. Or you can step forward and you can invest a small amount into your future and into the future of all of the people that you want to touch the lives of, and give this a go, and you can make a real impact. So those are the two choices that you have today. Do absolutely nothing, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, that's all cool. Or you can step forward and actually start making a difference and make 2021 a really amazing year for you. Because 2020 has been a pretty crappy year for a lot of people. You've got an opportunity to make a difference next year. So I want you to remember this. If all joining this program did is help you serve or help you see the true value that you have. So I want you to think, I know that these are the things that you want to do. I know that because you are somebody who has a message. You know that you've got this talk in your head, this feeling in your gut, this love in your heart that you want to share with other people, and you're wondering how you can get your message out there. So I know that these things are true. So if all this program did was help you to see your true value, help you to see the authentic you, and enable you to have a voice, would it be worth it? If it helped you change one person's life, would it be worth it? If it helped you create a platform that enabled you to be seen and heard, would it be worth it? So I want to know from you guys right now, would it be worth it? Let me know in the chat box whether or not it would be worth you making a commitment to do these things. So if it would enable you to save time, maybe saving time so that you don't spend all your time doing everything. If it enabled you to collapse the learning curve because you could get going a lot quicker, would it be worth it? So tell me what the program would be worth to you. Would it be worth it if we were able to do any one of these things?
I'm seeing a yes, and let's share it to others is coming through. And thank you for joining. And I like this. Let's pop over here, and there's another yes popping in. Yeah.
I mean, I just know that the people that follow us, Vic, and you guys that are watching, those that are inside of Success Secrets for Business, Family, and Life, you are there for a reason. It's because you have a message inside of you. You want to make a difference. You want to do something bigger with your life. And what we're giving you today is the opportunity to do that. We're going to give you the platform and the confidence to enable you to make a difference. So you can make a powerful decision today to actually join us for the next intake of Influence and Authority Method. Like I've said, we've run through everything that you're going to get. Your investment today is $997. We are going to get started real quick. In fact, we're going to start on Tuesday, Australian time. Monday, American time will be the first lot of modules that will be released, and Vic and I will be available for coaching. So you're going to start this entire process on, I say, Monday or Australian Tuesday. If you cannot make the live sessions, don't worry. They're all recorded. And if you've got any questions, we have the community that you can come back to and you ask the questions there. So we're not going to leave you hanging. Okay, so there is a warning. I want to give you guys this warning because there are some certain people that we just don't join. So this program is actually suited to people who are ready to step up. You are ready to spread your message and to become the influence and authority in your industry. And in doing so, you're going to enjoy building your confidence, your business, and your wealth. But if you're not serious about doing this, please don't join. It's not your time. Maybe further down the track would be the right time for you, but now is not. But if you are saying, yes, that's what I want to do, I've got this calling, I want to do something about it, then you want to make sure that you head on over and you join. So let us tell you, I'm going to cover all those things again. I don't want to rattle them all off. I'm just going to put them on the screen. You get planning and development base point, production props toolkit, present, post-production, scale and leverage hacks. You've seen all of these before. You're going to get all of the free bonuses, how to get registered on the podcast list, D-list to A-list fast track, 3 easy ways to monetize your show, private IM community, 6 weeks of coaching. And the value is $9,785. And like I said, I think it's undervalued. But anyhow, we are not going to give it to you for that price. It's just $997, limited time, today only. You need to be in by Monday or the price is going up. Monday, it's going to be $19.97. So where the heck do you get your hands on this thing? If you are ready to get started right now, there is a link in the chat area now, which is influenceandauthority.com/sales-page. So I'm going to try and put that on the screen right now, and I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that my my technology is going to do what it's told. Give me a moment. Let me see if I put that on there. And Vic, maybe you might want to just repeat that and cover anything else
Sure.
that perhaps I.
Sure, it's definitely www.influenceandauthority.com/sales page. It's in the feed. Robin, thank you for putting it in there for us. It's influenceandauthority.com sales page. And I just want to let you know that this is the year of the expert right now. 2021 is going to be the year of the expert because there is so much that has changed, so much that has transformed. People are unsure. They don't know, and they need someone to help them with them. I'm looking at somebody right now who is in the feed right now, and she said, or he said, but I think it's a she, if I can inspire one woman to trust herself in healing breast cancer, I will be happy. These are the kinds of experiences and experts that we need out there right now, because trust me, there is probably one woman out there who is going through it right now and needs some inspiration and motivation, some tips and techniques from some woman who's already experienced this. So if you can inspire just one woman, it is worth the price that you pay at this point. And there is going to be, thank you for doing this, there's going to be a time when this era of the expert coming out is going to be diminishing. So 21 is going to be the year of the expert. And the live show is going to be so powerful. The reason that we do it this way, the reason you have these kind of particular show setups is because more people love reality TV, but they don't love to watch reality TV on, here's the Bachelor or the Bachelorette or whatever TV show that you watch that's reality TV. Reality TV is when you're online. Why do you think there are A-listers that have moved? It's like Jada Pinkett Smith. They do the Red Table Talk, and it's a live show that's done on Facebook and moves out. There are A-listers that are moving from the platforms of Hollywood to these platforms here. This is where the experts are. This is where the A-listers are. This kind of show is the future. And you are at the base entry point. So all you can do is take advantage of the masses of people that are coming here to do this kind of show with you. And so you can see right now, if you're ready to get started, simply click the button below or simply just type in, copy this, there it is, www.influenceandauthority.com and sales pages. Tracy, I would like just one more thing before we close. Could you want to show them a little hint of the surprise they're going to get? You saw, in there, it's only for the first 10 people, right?
Oh, yeah.
The first 10 people are going to get this, are going to get this show light that she showed you earlier. This is for the first 10 people. If you're the 11th person, you've missed out, but the first 10 people are going to get that. And we're excited to share this time with you because it is a magnificent, do you see that? That's the light we're going to give you. It is something that we use all the time. I have mine, she has hers, and you'll be able to have one of yours. It's for the first 10 people. And trust me, there's a couple of people who have already, been there. So it's the first 10 people and they're going pretty quickly. Here it is again, www.influenceandauthority.com. And what do you want to share before we end this today, this webinar?
Well, I would like to see if anybody's got any questions, any specific questions about the program. If you want to know anything about it, now's the time to ask. So we can stay around for just a few more moments and allow you to ask any questions. So we've got that available right now. If you'd like to join, the cart is open. It's ready for people to join. And like I said, we're going to start this program on Monday, the 7th of December in America, which will be Tuesday, the 8th here in Australia. And Vicky and I will be ready and available to actually take you through the content of the program. 6 weeks, we'll be working with you intensely to help you get your offer dialed and your avatar. So if there's any component that you are not sure of, we will be there to hold your hand. I want to tell you that this is something that I'm super passionate about, and I'm really, really excited about this, Vic, because it is something that I've wanted to do for quite some time.
Yeah.
It's a method that we've developed that I know has the capacity. There's nothing else that I have used in the past that is quite as powerful as the system that we've put together, because I've tried doing a podcast on my own. I've tried doing the recorded thing. And if you saw any of my, if you've seen any of my my posts on my personal page yesterday, you'll see that I had a little post that was like, "Yeah, man, this really sucks." Which is
I saw that. I did. I saw that.
It does. It sucks like poop. But anyway, it was about trying to pre-record things and script them. And it's so, I don't know about you, but I'm terrible at that. I am much better improv, just speaking from the heart, doing it like this, trying to script things out, which is what is required often through a podcast. Just doesn't work. It didn't work for me. And I've had multiple clients come to me saying they've tried that method and it takes 10 times longer. Why? Because for some reason you want to listen to yourself, you want to rewind, you want to try and fix up every little but maybe you put in there, and it just takes a lot of time. The process that we have cuts all of that out. There's none of that.
Yeah. And I want to go with this question, because this is always the first question that comes up right now. And it is it correct that I would be able to set up my technology without an IT professional? That's a question there. And that's an excellent question. That's super, super excellent question. And I want to let you answer that, although I know the answer to that. Is it correct that I'd be able to set up my technology without an IT professional? And the answer to that
is absolutely yes. No IT professionals required. You will learn how to do this, and you will do it like a pro. Like I said, with the whole graphic design side of things, you don't need to be a graphic designer to look really, really good, because you're going to use our templates to do that. You're going to look like you know what the heck you're doing from a technology point of view. You might get some little, like I did today, there was a bit of a lag. So what? You still got the information, but you do not need, I don't have an IT person on standby here. I'm the IT person, and that's all I need. Mm-hmm. And that's all you're going to need. You will learn how to do this, not required.
Yeah, that is absolutely true.
Don't need an IT person. Don't need a video editor. I could rattle off a whole lot of other things that, misconceptions that people think you need to have. You don't require any of them. Yep. You need to be able to look at the camera, open your mouth, say some words, and we will teach you even, what things should you talk about. A lot of questions I get is, well, what should I talk about on my show? How do I do that? There's a method and a process that we take you through. So often our shows, when we're either doing it for ourselves or working with others, we've planned them out, months in advance. We know exactly what we're going to be talking about. So anyway, that being said, everybody, this has been super fun. It's super fun that we've got this amazing program. I can't wait to work with the people that are going to be inside the group with us. Like Vic and I said, we're only working with 20 this round. So, if you want to be one of those 20, you've got to get in quick, or you can wait till it is 20 at the $9.97, and then the price is going up. So if you want to save yourself some money and you want to get yourself started, now's the time to do it. Got any parting words, Vicky Hell?
Yes. I want to just say thank you for this. I like this. Yes, I'm still unsure about my pitch. We're not pitching. We don't pitch. And don't worry about it, because the pitch thing is over. Authenticity and connection, that's the best marketing tool you have. Yeah,
we'll show you how to do all of that without having to feel really salesy with the ACE method. So we got you covered.
We got you covered. Yes, because we don't like to be pitchy either. So what I want to tell you is that it's your time. This time is your time. If you're sitting there with that little lump in your throat and et cetera, and your mind's coming on going, but don't listen to that part of you. The part of you that is there, that is willing to jump out and take a chance at being your expert selves. Now's your time, really. And you are not going to find a better program, in my opinion, to help you get your show up and live and running. If you want to build influence and authority, this is a brilliant tool. It's a brilliant system.
Absolutely, it is. So anyway, if you guys have already joined, let us know. Type in the chat box so we can know like who's with us already. Like if you've already joined, just type in there and let us know that you've already joined, and we'll see you on the inside. You expect to get some information from us later today, and then also it will be open. You'll have the closed Facebook group ready to go, private Facebook group ready to go for you on Australia time Tuesday, American time Monday, and then also the membership area with all of our tools, resources, and how to write inside of there. We look forward to seeing you guys inside of that, inside of the influence and authority method. Super excited to get many, many, many more of you guys to create your own signature shows and start impacting lives. But for now, I want to say thank you so much for joining us.
There's a bunch of people who just jumped on. I did join. Thank you. Somebody said me too. Great. Thank you. We'll see you guys. Can't wait. Yep.
Yeah. So awesome. So I want to say thanks for joining us. Always super fun to be inside of here. If you're not inside of our Success Secrets for Business, Family and Life group, then you want to go check us out on Facebook and get inside of there, because we share a lot of other stuff. That's where you can listen to a lot of other shows, and you just never know. Just someone tells me that some people have got this program coming out that's teaching a whole bunch of people how to create their own show. Well, you never know. Some of them might actually end up on our channel too. Just saying. And we've also got some other cool shows that already lined up, ready for people to watch in the new year. So thanks very much, guys. I will be back again next Wednesday. Is the time for the Unlock Show with Tracy Wilson, 10 a.m. Brisbane Australian time, every Wednesday and every Friday. And I believe, dates, just I've got no idea of dates. I don't even know what the date is today, but I know it's the 7th of December on Monday. So I think I've got about another 3 or 4 shows for this season and this year before we wind the year up. We have a bit of a break over the Christmas break and get ready to go and start creating a whole heap more shows for the new year. So thanks for watching. You've been watching Unlock with Tracy Wilson. And today, my special guest being my amazing friend and business partner, Vicky Helm. Thanks for watching. See you guys.
Fantastic. Trey, we need to throw some money at getting